Welcome to CarCave USA. My name's Chris. We're doing a walk around of a 91 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ75. We do a lot of Land Cruisers, different variants, 70 series, 60, 80, 40, 100. So this one has its own unique story. We'll get there as we do our walk around. It is carcaveusa.com. The phone number here is 803-262-4742. Again, carcaveusa.com. If you call, you either get me or you'll get Jake on the phone. So, yeah, we'll get started on the car. We bought this through our friends in Oman. So if you've ever had a Troopy or an older Toyota, you know they're susceptible to rust, especially in the chassis on these, on your rear quarters here. Found a bunch of them. So this one is virgin, it's clean. No welding's been done to it. Now, the drawback was when we got it, a lot of your rubber seals, bushings from the heat were gone. So we did an extensive amount of work. I'll go over it in a little bit, but got the sheet over there. I think we did $12,500 worth of work to it. So it's straight, it's clean. It's not perfect by any means, but to find one of these that's not rust inflicted is pretty difficult. It runs well, the AC works. You have the split bench seat up front. It's right here. It is a manual high-low transfer case with, see here, 4-wheel low, 2-wheel, 4 high. It's a 5-speed. Went through and cleaned everything up on the mechanic side. What we didn't do is, we actually have 2 of these identical. The other one has the 1FC motor. It's come a little bit later. We actually left it fully stripped down so you can do your off-road build. We did front door cards, the front seats are clean, so your windows work, it drives well. We did we did leaf spring bushings with the original leaf springs, but we did Davidson shocks, so all the bushings are replaced, steering stabilizer, did an oil pan on the maintenance. We went through it pretty heavily. Drove it a decent amount. It runs out nicely. And being from the heat, it glues this down. You do have some cracks up here on the dash. But say you want to put in a different head unit, we don't want to replace this bezel. So the feedback I started getting from customers that saw them up here was, man, I would build that, was always how they'd start the conversation. Which was interesting that every time they wanted to do a build with it. So if we start committing our funds, it's not the way you want to build it, then we've been wasting our money. So let's see, we'll get in the back here, but a lot of this is normally rusted, and we had to clean a lot of dust and dirt out of this thing just because it was in a sandy environment. And you see a little surface rust here, but it's nothing of concern. But we wanted to leave it so you can see it's not had any paint work or rust repair, anything on the outside, or on the inside, I'm sorry. The tires are in good shape, but we're assuming whatever route you want to take this thing, and it could be driving it as is. It's already there. Tires are serviceable. They are a foreign brand that we're not familiar with. It looks like made in Italy, strangely enough, on steel wheels. So those are, let's see, do we have a tire size? Yep, a 265, 75, 16, which actually look small in here given the size of vehicle. Now, if you see the spring pack in the rear, you can put some serious weight in these. They were really made to carry load. It's a pretty big vehicle. You can fit a lot of crew, a lot of gear. You understand why these are like the pinnacle of overlanding, just because of how much gear you can fit in them. Usually if you're going out that far, you're not taking 10 people, you're taking a bunch of gear. You, your significant other, or yourself, your dog, and that's about it. Has the 3F motor. You can also see here, there's your chassis codes, original color, that's 45. The H55F transmission, and I'll decode. I didn't do my research before I got started on the video, so I need to see what axle is in the rear. It'll be in our write-up. Put an aluminum radiator, so that got changed out, and electric cooling fan. Flushed the cooling system. I know we did an oil pan. We did, it's because somebody JV welded the oil plug. We put a battery in it. Fuel filter, oil filter. Did some vacuum lines. So all operable, very serviceable. and gonna be on the road for a while. You can see the new bushings here, new steering stabilizer, the new Dobinson shocks. And we can get into where they normally rust. You can see this was from a dry climate. You know, frames all in good shape. We can put it on the lift for you so you can look it over and get you some more pictures. So just holler at us if you want to see different areas of the car, different aspects of it, different angles. We're more than welcome to review it. I don't want to waste anyone's time. So before you make a trip here, make any and all requests and we'll fulfill them. Okay, not any and all, but you get the drift. Be reasonable. We'll do what we can to show you the car. You know, if you say hop on one foot and dance around it while shooting a video upside down, I think we're going to deny your request. But you know, we're very considerate. We'll go through it. Has tilt wheel, like I said, has AC, obviously wipers. There is an idle advance. They worked on the choke a little bit too, so I know they reworked the choke just from the cable being older. Has old tape deck, 20 watt by 2. It's a 2-channel. Never actually seen a 2-channel that I can recall. Upholstery's in good shape. You have a little split here, and there's some right there on the side, but all in all, for being original, it's nice all the way around. Got 2 sun visors, and these are really pretty basic. So looking over the options as I go, it's kind of cool to see a car with only 2 gauges and then a speedo. It's pretty simple. So there's not a lot to go wrong on them. That's why they kept a carburetor overseas for the longest time, because in the field you don't have a bunch of electronics to, you know, plug in a code reader in the car, but you can fix a carburetor. So it keeps it simple. You can see here is originally a GCC car, 91 build year. I don't know Arabic. I can get my buddies to translate if you have questions on it. It does have a spare underneath in the pintle hook. And then you have a spare tire here. So you could run dual spares. They make some rear bumper kits. You know, we got a roof rack actually for one in the back. So there's tons of stuff you can do. And one of the guys that came over that was looking for one of these, he took out a KZJ73 and said, hey, I'll need something a little bit bigger. He said, hey, if I was building, we started talking about building panels here. Why have flush panels when you actually have storage compartments? So we could build the panels for you, but we didn't do that because I don't know what you want to use it for. This can be a really specific use for whoever the end user is. You can see here, yeah, that's surface rust on top. It's nothing perforating. You know, most of these, your inner fender wells are gone. Down here, you can really see that it hasn't been ate up by rust, which is really important on these. Most of the wheel wells are gone. You know, we source stuff out of Europe, and finding one of these that's dry and you have everything intact back here around your doors, it's difficult. It's not an easy task. So, and you know, we didn't go after the headliner because, well, if you want to do a pop-up roof, we'd be investing money in the wrong place. Or you want to do netting, you want to change it. So there's several options here. We're not against tackling part of the build for you. If you're interested, we're more, if it comes to like outfit and drawers and kind of specialty, that's not our forte. But if it's more on the suspension, bumpers, performance, changing those things around, yeah, we can definitely handle it. You'll just need to reach out to us. I just noticed it has no rear defrost. It's kind of nice how clear it is. There's also a company that makes these in shooting hatches that pop up. We have one that's in service up in Cashiers doing rainforest tours. So shout out to Justin if he's listening. If you want to go up there and do the tour, he's cool. It's fun. You can see a rainforest up here. He operates one because you can fit a ton of people. Like I said, if you're interested in one with seats, we have another one that we're wrapping up that we're going to do full seats on the inside. So you kind of have 2 choices. On our sheet here of what we did, let me see if I can get the roof for you. Air filter, fuel filter, replace the oil pan gasket, the radiator and coolant flush, did a tune-up, so spark plugs, cap, rotor, choke cable, remove the broken key from the gas cap, air filter, oil filter, Drain plug gasket. We did a belt. And usually they rust around the windshield frame here. So definitely a dry desert car. Let's see, we did distributor cap, rotor button, spark plugs, wires, heater hose, hose clamps, AC belt, choke cable. We did the suspension, old man emu steering dampener, leaf spring bushing kits, sway bar links, tie rod, left hand, right hand, alignment, drag link relay rod, Davison gas shock absorbers, all the way around. So we had a pretty lengthy list. It's like 6 pages long. Front brake pads, wheel studs, hub stud bolt kit, oil seal, brake rotors, oil seal, front brakes, pads and rotors, replace U-joints. We did Moog and GMB, which was available. Right motor mount, left motor mount, trans mount, turn signal housing. It goes on. Driver's side mirror, housing for turn signal, ring for one of the sealed beams. We did some of the duct work, vents, interior door handles, battery, and we detailed it out. We spent a lot of time cleaning sand out of it, and the whole back, once we stripped the interior, we probably spent 6 hours scrubbing. But you can see the roof is straight. Now, if you're wondering about CarCave, these 3 just came in from overseas. We have a eclectic collection here. So you look around, a V12 14,000 mile Benz, a Duchevaux, XKR, a TD5, one owner Bronco, a C8, another TD5, 300 TDI, one owner Supra, one owner Tacoma, 25,000 miles. Got a C4 LT1 6-speed with 11,000 miles. 2002 Ti, our excellent limo. Everybody loves it. 3000 GT VR4 twin turbo, 6-speed with 38,000 original miles. We do plenty of Defenders, as you can see. We're stockpiling them for the end of the world. Back here we have a full shop. So you can see some more Toyotas, an HJ61. As they come down here, KZJ70, Defender, 50th anniversary. We have an Escort we're working on, 911, Pulsar Turbo, diesel Pajero, some Defenders, a Grand Wagoneer, got a Z3 M, a Defender, a TD5 we're tuning and modifying. It's going out for paint. So yeah, we got a unique mix. If you're into cars, stop by. It's CarCave USA, 803-262-4742.